y'all doing out there? Yep, it's Saida Isfasane again. Back at you with another poem. But this time, it's going to be combined with some information on domestic violence. I hope y'all doing well out there and just staying out the way. Okay, so this one is called Herself by Whistle Gale. Herself. She looks past herself as Billy Joel sings, I want you just the way you are, and thinks to herself, what a lucky girl. She looks inside herself as he tells her, I will never control you, and thinks to herself, now I will let you. She looks beyond herself at the girl she thought she would be. Where is she now? She thinks to herself, I can still catch her. She looks around herself and wonders what took her so long. Have I been here all along? And begs herself, please let go this time. Okay, on July 28th, there was a post in the news and on Facebook and all on CBS really about this young lady in Montgomery County. She was 18 years old, and she was murdered by her boyfriend, who was her ex-boyfriend, who was also 18. And it says allegedly that she was stabbed and slashed to death over 30 times at the Abington Central Station during a domestic dispute. Did you hear me? It was a domestic dispute. They were both 18 years old. He chose to kill her because she chose to break it off with him, and apparently she was trying to break it off. She must have seen some signs, some real bit negative signs that she didn't want to be with him. She had just graduated from high school a few months ago and was ready to go to college for dentistry. But now instead of planning her future, the family is planning her funeral. So he was only 18 years old as well as the victim. Now she's gone, and he'll probably spend the rest of his life in prison. Says that the victim had broken off a one-year-long relationship with the abuser a month ago, and she went to the train station to meet him and discuss their relationship. And then, I guess after that, it got out of hand, and she was gone. So that's why I just feel as mothers, parents out there, you need to talk to your girls. Fathers as well need to talk to their sons about this abusive situation so that they can see the signs, so that your boys can see the signs of not becoming an abuser, and how your young girls can see the signs and get out before it's too late, because this is a very serious thing. People are really losing it, and I imagine that there's even a higher risk of domestic abuse because of what's going on in this world now. So, I just want to talk a little bit about dating violence. And as parents, you should start relating before your children should even start dating. Okay? In all likelihood, your young teens experiencing significant emotional, psychological, and physical changes. And while your teen needs you more than ever to help you through this challenging time, they are also seeking independence and turning to peers. So while it may seem easier to let your teen shake you loose Hang on, because they really do need you. Right now, your team is forming relationships that set the stages for future relationships. So given that 1 in 5 high schoolers experience dating violence, you'll want to be sure that you do your part to help your child understand what a healthy relationship feels and looks like. Because as you know, the first teaching is in the home. We should have our children, prepare for all these things in life, so they'll know what to do, what not to do, what to expect and what not to expect. Start the conversation early. Conversation starters could be respectful relationships. Respect. It shines a bright light on respect and relationships. All relationships with his family, friends, co-workers, and particularly intimate partners. You can help the next generation build healthy, nonviolent relationships by teaching young people early and often about the importance of respect. So here are some conversation starters to begin important conversations about what's okay in relationships. The importance of self-respect. Ask them, what do you like most about yourself? Ask your daughter, what is important to respect? Why is it important to respect yourself? How can you give respect to yourself? The telling point. Everyone has the right to communicate how they want to be treated by others. Now this includes how you're treated by your friends, family, and classmates, both online and offline. You deserve to be treated with respect and surround yourself with people who appreciate and support you. And you have the right to make decisions that keep you safe, healthy, and comfortable. You are somebody that I love and respect. Trust yourself and your instincts on what is safe, and this is what the mother is saying to her daughter. Trust yourself and your instincts on what is safe and appropriate and respectful. Now, the personal boundaries is, what are some examples of someone saying or doing something that crosses your personal boundaries? And these are the questions that you should be asking your daughter before she goes into this dating test. What does playing or teasing become, when does playing or teasing become too much and is no longer fun? What can you say to do to communicate your personal boundaries? And the talking points are that communicating personal boundaries include telling others your expectations and expressing when your boundaries have been crossed. Each person has different boundaries on what's okay or not okay. Treat others how they want to be treated, and if you're unsure, ask them directly what they're okay with. And as well as dating, what are you or your friends' dating relationships? What are they like? What qualities are important to someone you would date or go out with? And what makes a relationship good? Okay? Now, according to recent statistics, 1 in 4 teenagers have experienced violence in a dating relationship. Dating violence can take many forms, such as psychological and emotional abuse, physical abuse, and sexual abuse. Dating violence can occur between two people who are currently in a casual dating relationship or in a long-term serious relationship, or who were formerly involved in a dating relationship. In dating violence, one partner tries to maintain power and control over the other partner through abuse. Dating violence is not about getting angry or having a disagreement. In an abusive relationship, one partner is afraid of or intimidated by the other. Dating violence crosses all socioeconomic, ethnic, cultural, and religious lines. Dating violence occurs in heterosexual as well as in gay and lesbian relationships. So if you're gay, bisexual, or transgender, you can experience domestic violence and abuse if you're in a relationship with someone who threatens to tell friends and family, colleagues, or community members that your sexual orientation or gender identity, tells you that authorities won't help a gay, bisexual, or transgender person, tells you that leaving a relationship means you're admitting that gay, bisexual, or transitional relationships are deviant, justifies abuse by telling you that you're not really gay, bisexual, or gender, and says that men are naturally violent. And this source comes from the Mayo Clinic. So young women, 16 to 24, experience the highest rate of domestic violence, nearly 3 times the natural average. So why do people stay in abusive relationships? If you've never been in an abusive relationship, it's hard to understand why it's so difficult to leave. Okay? So, with that being said, I hope y'all take it all in and see that domestic violence is a serious situation. It's happening right now as we speak to so many people. And unless you learn the signs of domestic violence and you get out early, it can become a very tragic thing. So, and just like what happened with this Savannah lady in Montgomery County, she got out of it, but she chose to go back and discuss the relationship with this young man, and then you see what happens. So my advice is, if you're fortunate to get out, don't go back for a conversation. Don't go back at all, and just make sure you keep a protection order out on the person. And then I've always said that a protection order is just a piece of paper. Once you get that order, you have to make it work for you. You can't get a protection order and then make up with the abuser. You can't get a protection order and talk half the night on the phone with the abuser. You know, once you do what you have to do, you can't look back. You have to keep forward. Now, before I end this, I would just like to quickly go over teen dating abuse warning signs. There are 24 of them. And one is your partner demands you run things by them before doing them. Okay? That's number 1. And number 2, your partner threatens you. 3, your partner checks your phone or email or demands to know your passwords to such things. 4, makes you feel guilty to get their way. 5, your partner has been physically aggressive or violent with you. 6, your partner pressures you into doing things you aren't comfortable with. 7, your partner blames you for everything that goes wrong. 8, your partner calls you names and puts you down. 9, your partner wants to be with you all the time and expresses frustration if you want to spend time away from them. So that's 9 warning signs already. That's 9 of the warning signs right there. So he demands that you run everything by them before you do it. And that should be a big sign right there, because you wonder why I have to run things by this person who's not my father. Oh, we don't live together. I still live at home with my parents. I mean, who does he think he is? So he does that. And along with that, he's even making threats because if I don't run anything by him, then he's going to leave me, or he's going to beat me up, or he's going to do whatever. Then he also, in the meantime, he's checking my phone. So he must have low self-esteem, or he doesn't trust me, or what is the problem. And at the same time, he demands to know my password and makes me feel guilty if I don't give it to him, just so that he can have his rest. So I guess all this added up to the physical abuse, because now he's getting a push and slap me around sometimes. He even punches me. So now I'm beginning to feel very uncomfortable just being around him, but I love him. Even though he's blaming me for everything, he blames me, because if it wasn't for me making him upset, if it wasn't for me pushing his buttons, he wouldn't have to push me around. And at the same time, he's calling me names and putting me down. So, I don't know. He doesn't want me to be around my family and my friends. It's probably because he don't want them to tell me what's really going on, that he's trying to control me. So, at the same time, he also displays anger frequently, and in such a way that scares me. So number 12, he needs to know where I'm at all times. Why? And number 13, my parents is getting to notice because I'm beginning to lose interest in activities that I once enjoyed. And my parents begin to notice that I've become more cynical. My parents begin to notice that I have become increasingly secretive and unwilling to share things with them. And my parents have also noticed that I have changes in my appearance and the way that things out of control. And I no longer show interest in my friends. My grades are also going down. And I'm experiencing an increased depression and anxiety. Along with that, I'm displaying unexplained injuries, bruises, and so on. And my parents is beginning to notice these things, and I guess I just got to make them live, because now I'm apologizing for my partner's behavior and minimizing it whenever they question me about it. So my parents are also beginning to notice that he is exhibiting unhealthy jealousy, and they're noticing that I'm always in constant communication with him, because he won't leave me alone. He's always calling and texting me. So now I'm becoming isolated and distant from my family and my friends, and they're all beginning to notice it. So I break off with him, but I go back one last time. So I hope everyone gets something out of this video. I know I have a lot of improvement to do. But in the meantime, I'm just trying to get information that I feel is so helpful. I'm trying to get it out to you. And as time goes on, I will improve it. At this time, it's just not feasible. But at the same time, please like, share, subscribe, hit that bell. You can be notified of another video. And if you like this vomit below. And as Children with Walt says, share. Share. Until the next time, stay out the way. Stay covered with that mask. Keep that mouth and neck covered. Stay out the way because I want you to live to see another day. Until then, peace, love.